All right, guys, welcome to our podcast. I'm Charlie and I'm accompanied by my lovely fiance, which is Kirsty.
Hello, her.
We are women's football content creators. We're all over TikTok, we're all over YouTube, we're all over Instagram. And this is finally the chance that we've sat down and started a podcast about women's football and then a little bit about our lives too. But yeah, in terms of kind of us and our intro, like I said, we've been doing women's football content on TikTok for a long time now. We didn't actually start doing that. How long have we been doing our TikTok now?
I think it's 2 years because I didn't end up being in hospital this school holidays, like summer holidays just gone. So it definitely is about 2 years.
Yeah, because that's how we started, isn't it? You were in hospital, and then I started doing like vlogs of coming to visit you, didn't I? And
Yeah,
that's kind of where it started, wasn't it? We started vlogging our
yeah.
kind of our life as a memory bank, and then
It became women's football focused
because
thanks
that
to
is
the
our
World
life.
Cup. Because while I was in hospital, I was like, oh well, maybe we should actually do football, and it ended up being football content. So that's kind of where it stemmed from, really. And we'd love to do it full time.
Absolutely.
With our jobs at the minute, it is difficult, and people don't realize how much work goes into it. We are both full time teachers, so it is hard work, but we love what we do. It's
Oh,
all good.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I'd love to be able to do this full time.
It would be amazing, actually, especially like now because our life is run around football, whether it's us going to match days and doing match day vlogs like we've done today, or doing FA Cup coverage for Mancunian and Unity when we had that opportunity, or whether it's you with your Bradford coaching. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot. It revolves around football now, and people have been messaging us for a while, and people have said when we've done lives and when they've spoken to us at games, would we ever consider doing a podcast? And here it is. We're not sure how it's going to go. It might flop. You might all think, why on earth have you done it? Don't do it again. But we thought we'd best give it a go.
And here you are in our living room right now. Sorry, audio listeners.
Yeah, you're not missing much.
You're in our living room right now. This is the most basic setup we could have. And
Yeah.
hopefully each podcast will get better and better in terms of visual, audio quality. But we've
It's
been
for the
putting it
first one.
off, haven't we? We've been putting it off for such a long time. We've
Yeah.
been like, oh, we need a studio. Da, 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 we're so bougie. Just get it
Just
done.
get it done. Especially because mainly in the past couple of weeks, we've had a lot more people ask us about it.
Yeah.
And like, because we've had a lot more people come to us today and go, oh, hi, you're from TikTok. We've been like, right, well, actually, maybe we should start it while we're fresh in people's memories. And there's a lot of kind of controversial topics going around in women's football at the minute. So we thought now was probably the best time to start it.
Good way to segue then, Kirsty. But today we were at the FA Cup game, Women's FA Cup, Man City, Ipswich. We had a little bit of a different experience, so didn't we? What were we doing?
We went hospitality today. It
The
was
bougie
paid.
life.
Yeah, it was paid for. Like, it wasn't anything, but we thought we'd give it a go with it being FA Cup, and we enjoyed it. I got to high five every single player in my team today. Charlie didn't. Charlie was filming it all, and he was very jealous that Chloe Kelly high fived me. But
I think we probably should give kind of what happened in hospitality. So, in terms of anyone who's never been to hospitality, what kind of things should they look forward to experiencing, especially in the Man City side? So, what kind of things did we do?
car parking was amazing. We got to go through the same bit as. Do you know what? You laugh at me, right? But not having to walk over that bridge was blissful. Like, being able to just walk in was
Yeah,
great.
it's a bit of a long one.
So we had close parking. We had early access, so we were there in there at 10:30. You get a fancy wristband. Oh, we're taking them off now. But you get wristbands, which you have to flash all day to get in and out. And they're not paper ones; they're fabric ones. So they're
Yeah, they're
nice.
like the festival ones,
Yeah,
aren't
they are. I wasn't going to take it off, but I thought I best because otherwise I look a bit of a loser. But you get a wristband, free program. At City, it can be anything from a 1 course to a 3 course meal. So we had breakfast, which was nice, and then we got pizza and cookies at half time, and the pizza was elite. Padded seats, blankets.
Really good view.
Amazing
by the way.
view. Like,
really good
we'll
view.
put a picture somewhere, I'm sure, of it.
More work for me to do.
More work for Charlie. But we had padded seats, we had blankets, we had unlimited hot and cold drinks. The service was amazing as well. Like, the staff could not have been any more helpful. Warm, and people will laugh at this, warm toilets. Nobody understands the difference of being able to go to the toilet inside a building to outside. But it was just a vibe. We had the best day. And one of the most amazing bits was, we're very lucky. Shout out to Charlotte if she sees this. She'd put us forward to somebody, so it meant that when the players entered the draw, because for anybody that doesn't know, when you're at Manchester City Women's, the players have already entered by the time you get there, because Man City campus is very, very shut off, so they normally already enter, but we got to go in and we were on match day live. We got to high five. Well, I got to high five all the players, which was great as they came in, and you get that interaction that you might not necessarily get, especially if you've never had access to Autograph Alley before. So yeah, it was amazing. I've cried so many times today. Happy tears, but also sad tears, because
we'll get on to that.
We'll get on
we
to
will
it, but
get
yeah,
on to
sad
that.
tears as well. So it's been a good day though. I'm shattered at this point, but we thought we'd best podcast while we've got it fresh in our mind.
Absolutely. So then let's go on to the game. So obviously in the end 3-0 Man City. First half finished 1-0.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I wasn't really impressed with City in the first half. I was impressed with Ipswich. I thought Ipswich were really good getting behind the ball.
Okay.
Like, getting behind the ball, defending really well. City just couldn't really break it down. It took 20 minutes,
Yeah,
is that
20
right?
minutes.
About 20 minutes for Jill Raw to strike from outside the box, and, you know, it's one of them. A lower league keeper can't really keep them out, but...
Putting it out there, new signing, defender, Rebecca.
Yeah,
Assist.
she was really good. Like, she was really good.
Yeah,
she was really.
skeptical.
Do you know what? I was trying to wrap my brain to think how she was going to be, because obviously in her team that she'd come from, Rosengard, she was obviously an attacking defender, but I just didn't really think she would at City. I think she would have. I thought she was going to sit a bit further back and kind of play them like quarterback passes, but she was actually getting really far forward.
Yeah,
Obviously, she's left-footed as well, so she kind of offers what Greenwood would offer. But yeah, I thought she was really
too early
good.
to make those comparisons, but yeah, I get you. But yeah,
no, just purely from the left-footed side, because that's what Alex plays, doesn't she?
Yeah, I was impressed though. I was skeptical. A lot of
Really
you know,
good.
I'm a massive Alanna Kennedy fan, and as soon as we will get onto it, but as soon as it was kind of, oh look, this person's been signed, and I was like, Alana's gone, and I was really skeptical, but actually, she really impressed me. And 5 minutes in, I looked at Charlie and I went, I really like her. I really like her.
I was skeptical, but then when I learnt that she was predominantly left-footed, I was like, right, it makes sense that she's going to play there instead of Greenwood. So I don't think it's much of a replacement for Lani, but it's more of a left-footed side, because they don't really, they're very right foot predominantly. And if you're a ball-playing team like Man City, you need to have a right-footed right centre-back and a left-footed left centre-back, so you can play the open passes.
For anybody who doesn't know, by the way, Alex Greenwood has not left. She is not being replaced. She is injured. She got injured just before Christmas in our last group game of Champions League. She did her ACL. No, not her ACL, MCL.
Yeah.
So she hasn't been replaced, for anybody that's like, oh my God, they don't know what they're talking about.
She won't be back for a while.
But she's going to be out for a while. We needed reinforcements, so Rebecca is there for now.
But yeah, in terms of like, I thought they played some good stuff. I feel like
it was slow getting going.
Yeah, because Ipswich did just sit behind the ball, and City, when they don't have Bunny Shaw and they don't have Hemp, they do kind of struggle to break a team down, because they do just pass a lot. Like, they pass a bit too much. Whereas when they have Hemp or they have Bunny Shaw, that you know, or Jess Park, you know that they're players that can just create something out of nothing.
Yeah.
Whereas
I agree.
I think the players that were on were just very regimented. Like, and lack of confidence.
Maybe. I mean, I did expect more goals than we got.
Yeah.
And when we only got one in the first half, I was like, if this ends 1-0, I'm going to be devastated. Well, I wouldn't, because we were now through to the next round anyway. But I was a bit like, whoa. And then anybody who hasn't seen it, feel free to go check out our matchday vlog. It is in there. But Laura Coombs, there was an attempt on goal, it was missed, and then Coombsy just went straight in and scored, and it was just amazing. I think she was a little bit shocked that she'd managed to do it as well.
She hit the bar, and then she was the only one that followed it through.
Yeah, I think she was a bit surprised by it as well, and from the conversation I had with her afterwards, when I was like, congrats on the goal, she was a bit like, thanks, I guess. And then obviously Viv came back. She came on in the 61st minute and scored in the 76th. So to say that people were very, very it was questionable, people's thoughts on her coming back. Actually, She's come back and she scored straight away. So these bitter Arsenal fans.
I was waiting for you to bring it
Yeah.
up.
Bitter Arsenal fans that were like, she'll come back from injury and get injured again. But she scored. So
Give it time. Give it
we'll
time.
see.
That's all I'm going to say
We will
on that.
see. But yeah,
But
3-0.
in terms of after City scored though, like before the game,
There were a lot of attempts.
before the
after.
game, I said it'd be 4 or 5-0. And
I said 8.
as soon as that, yeah, that's the thing, yeah. As soon as that first goal went in, I was like, right, here we go then, because obviously Ipswich sit behind the ball. They're wanting it to last a long time. It lasts 20 minutes. Jill Roord scores. You're then expecting Ipswich to kind of to start pressing higher, and then you think, right, there's going to be gaps now. Like if a team pushes forward, then City can just play in them gaps because Ipswich needs to go and get the goal. And they didn't.
Yeah, no, they didn't. They did have a couple of good attempts though. I mean,
I
over
think
the
a
top
bit later,
of the goal,
though.
but
I think a bit later.
I think they came into their their confidence grew a little bit as time went on. But I still would have expected more goals from City, especially when you look at like scores from other games that have got them up. Chelsea, but then Chelsea only beat Charlton 4-0. So I'm saying that like I'm surprised that City only won 3-0, but then I'd have expected Chelsea to go out and win more than 4-0 against Charlton. So,
but I think it depends, isn't it? I think the big scorelines come from when a smaller team goes 1-0 down, they then all press the ball,
yeah,
and then a better team is able to find gaps quicker because that other team needs to go and get the goal. Whereas I think because Charlton and Ipswich kind of sit behind the ball, you don't really get that opportunity.
No.
You're kind of back to that 0-0 trying to break it down again. And City just really struggled with it. Like,
I mean, we're still through to the next round though, and that's massive. And when you look at some of the other scorelines from this weekend, Rugby Borough won 6-0. I'd love to get Rugby Borough. We said one of the teams that we'd have loved to have gone and watched play Rugby Borough were Unity, because we've got kind of a good relationship with Mancunian Unity now. We will tag them somewhere.
We were invited by the FA Cup, weren't we, to go and watch Mancunian Unity.
And now
we really like the club, don't we?
Yeah, and we've now built a good relationship with the manager and some of the players, so we were gutted when Rugby Borough knocked them out, especially with it being an away game as well. It was a clash with City, so we couldn't go, and it ended up being they won 6-0 today. So if Man City get them, I won't complain. Chelsea beat Charlton 4-0. Sunderland, this one makes me a bit sad. Sunderland beat Exeter 7-1, so Exeter have now kind of ended their journey as well, but they still scored. It's football. Wolverhampton beat Cheltenham 2-0. Newcastle won 1-0 against Nottingham Forest. Yeah. Villa, this is the one that surprised me the most, and I've watched majority of this game when we got back from City. 9-0. Villa won 9-0.
Yeah, but it was
against Bristol Rovers.
Yeah, it's Bristol Rovers, isn't it? Like not to downplay who Bristol Rovers are, but it's like the golfing class is a lot when it comes to women's football at the minute.
Yeah, and then Man United, obviously 7-0 against West Brom, and then London City Lionesses beat Fulham 5-0. So there are some quite big scorelines. But one I did see, I don't think I've got it up. Wolverhampton beat Shrewsbury Town 14-0.
Was that in the previous round?
Yeah. Wow.
It's just see that one I can't even explain. Like I was gonna explain with the Villa one, like full-time football and stuff like that. But I don't think Wolves are they? I don't think they are.
No, I don't think they are.
I don't think they're full-time
I do
football.
not think they're
not professional.
But
so
again, I mean, it's not the biggest scoreline, is it?
Funding, maybe?
But it was the one that did shock me the most, I think, massively.
I mean, United West Brom 7-0 a bit.
I'm Villa, to be fair. I'm Villa, but yeah, FA Cup for you, innit?
Yeah.
And the draw's tomorrow, so hopefully, fingers crossed, City get somebody who is not another WSL club, because if we draw Arsenal or Chelsea, I am going to have an emotional breakdown.
Yeah, it's one of them.
We can't have another Man City Arsenal match in this house. No.
Well, speaking of Arsenal Man City, a link between them two. Chloe Kelly started, played 90 minutes.
She did.
Played the full game. Got a really good assist.
She did play well. She was a little bit rusty to start off with, but that's expected. She's not played for ages, so not a full game anyway.
I'm not 100% sure on what it is, because it's like when I watch Chloe Kelly, it's like I don't know whether she's low on confidence. I don't know whether she is just following what
She was
instructions
so
she's
sweet
given.
with her mascot today.
Yeah, but like she
So
wins,
sweet.
she wins the ball, and then she doesn't take anybody on. It's kind of like the men's game. Like the wingers just don't really take anyone on
Yeah.
anymore. They make a dummy and they turn back and then they pass it, and it's just like, Chloe Kelly can beat most players. She
Yeah.
can be really direct. She's got a rocket of a right foot on her. Like,
I agree, and
but she just wins the ball and plays it backwards.
Yeah.
And then I feel like today she was a lot more confident because you could see she was like directing the players as well. She was talking to them. She was telling them to play little triangles around. She was telling them to stop switching the ball and really play down her side, which was really good. I think with the goal from Viv as well, like she plays a really good pass.
Yeah, she does, and I think
Really good assist.
with them having this warm camp as well that they've literally just done, I think that's given her time to rebuild, obviously speculating, but rebuild her relationship with Gareth Taylor as well. And there's been a lot that's come out about suddenly Chloe was leaving in this window to now, oh, well, actually Chloe might just get game time at City and she might stay until the end of the season. Obviously for her, it's getting minutes so that she gets picked for the Euros. And she was fundamental to us winning the Euros back in 2022.
Which she didn't even play as a winger,
She's very much needed. And I think Gareth's going to have to give her that game time, otherwise she will go. But we've got quite a few games between now and the end of the window. But at the moment, I would say it's most likely that she probably is going to stay. And if she gets those minutes, and she seemed happy today. She seemed happier. Like even when she came in this morning, like when they were high-fiving everybody. Normally she doesn't always kind of have her head up, but she came in and she had a big smile and she had her head up, and I really felt her presence there today, which was nice. However, segue. I am a very hormonal person at the best time, but my little heart today when Man City, I'm going to get upset again, man, when Alanna Kennedy did not walk in with that team.
Yeah, she wasn't with the squad, was she?
No, so she wasn't in the camp that they've just done abroad. She didn't have the best end to 2024. She got a lot of hate from people because of the Barcelona game, which nobody should ever deserve. And I am going to be biased. I am one of her biggest fans. But seeing her not there today, I felt like there was a big gap. And as much as Rebecca's come in and she's amazing and she was so good at what she did, she's not Alanna. And it does really worry me now that that's it. That door's shut. Yeah. Alanna's going to say goodbye to us and done with it.
She's
Do you know
really
what I mean?
struggled, hasn't she? I think it's
a confidence thing, though.
I think towards the end of this season, that's really funny. She's actually on the screen.
For anybody who doesn't know, we have got the FA Cup like highlights on in the background, just on the telly by coincidence, and Alanna was just there. That's really
City
weird.
Playing Chelsea.
You cry again now, thanks.
Yeah, I feel like towards the end of last season and kind of this season, she has really struggled. Like she's not been in the squad a lot of the time. She's only really come on when
she deserves to be.
She's only really come on when Alexandri's been injured or Alex has been injured or the kind of group stage games that you're expected to win or like cup games that you're expected to win, and she's just not really. I think it, in terms of her not playing, I think it is a technical thing. I think she's not the kind of ball playing defender that City needs. She is.
We do need her, Charlie. We do need her.
She's a brute, isn't she? In terms of defending, like she's really good at tackling.
Yeah,
she's really good in the air,
and she's amazing for the Tillies. Like
she's an old school defender, and I just don't think that fits with City at the minute. I think City need the ball playing defenders. Like you can see it when she kind of passes the ball. She doesn't fizz the ball in. It's kind of a clip. Like when she hits it, she clips the ball instead of fizzing it in.
Whatever people think of her though, and I am going to be biased, she is, other than Lucy Bronze, my favourite footballer out there, one of my top 5 for personal reasons. And I think because she's such a nice person off the pitch as well. Like for people that don't know, I'm totally name dropping here, but people that don't know, we've met her a couple of times and she actually came over to us at the Emirates and that woman has made my dreams come true beyond belief that
Yeah,
she
she's
will
amazing.
never realise. And I think if this is goodbye from City, it's going to be a tough one. And I think that she's loved by a lot more people than she realises as well. We've had quite a lot of people today that have come and seen us and have messaged us at the game and were like, oh, is Alanna there? And when she's not been there, like one of our friends' little boys came over and gave me a hug today and he went, it's okay, Kirsty, it will be okay. And I was like, I'm being comforted by an 11-year-old here, but yeah, it's a tough one. And she's a big question over whether she's moving, obviously Chloe Kelly, but if we move away from Man City and think about shock transfers, and I've had a couple of people actually ask me if I knew about it, Risha Littlejohn.
Yeah.
What? Why?
Yeah,
When? How?
She's linked with
Is
Spurs,
it true?
isn't she?
Yeah. Do you think it's true? Will she go to Spurs?
Thing is, I don't even know. Like
Another player that you'll have to be careful what you say about them in case she just pops up on a video comment.
See, the thing, I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't know because it's like there is some weird transfers that happen, but it's like with Rusha, it's just like I don't get it. She doesn't play regular enough anyway.
But she'll have gone from Villa, right? She'll have gone from Villa to London City Lionesses.
I didn't even realise she was.
I'm sure she was at Villa to London City Lionesses, then to Tottenham. And I know she has a strong dislike for Arsenal now for personal reasons, but that's not a reason to go to Tottenham. Rusha, if for whatever mad reason you see this, can you confirm or deny? Because I really need to know whether I need to be getting tickets to travel down to London or not.
I just don't. I just don't get it. I don't get that transfer. If it's like a social media thing, then like Tottenham, you're better than that. Like, no, like if it's literally just because she's really big on socials, like. Come
No,
on.
surely not.
But
Although
like, she's gonna
last time
she's
Charlie,
gonna retire.
last time Charlie spoke, not unkindly, but put his thoughts out there about a Tottenham player, they popped upon one of our videos and commented.
I wasn't like horrible. I was just kind of.
It was a blind ranking. Charlie
Yeah,
had
it
to
was a
decide
blind
where
rank.
to put Hayley Raso, and I said 5th. He said 7th, and then said, I'm not even sure I should be here. And then we were just casually sat watching telly the other night, and it was like, Hayley Raso's popped upon a video, and you were like, what? I was like, read the comments, and she was like, oh.
But like the thing with the thing with like Rusha as well, like I made a video before when Arsenal were playing London City Lionesses, and it was like she obviously thrives off of the thing with Katie McCabe and all that drama, but it's like
I mean, it is her ex.
she made all these comments about how she was going to do this and all that during the game, and it was like you didn't even play, you didn't even go.
Yeah, I'm just thinking any other random transfers.
But like
let
that
me
one,
get it up
that
now
one doesn't
while we're
make
talking
sense
about
mainly
it.
because she's meant to retire. So like, fair enough if you want to go to the WSL and you kind of want to,
Yeah.
you want to like have that kind of big like farewell.
Go to
but
Villa.
like,
go back to Villa.
no, like that's fine. Go to Tottenham and do that. But I just don't know why like Tottenham would kind of want that. If she goes and she performs really well, and fair play, I'll hold my hands up. But
He
just
will
don't
do
see
a
it.
formal apology. To
I
Richard
will do
Littlejohn.
a formal apology.
And then another one, and I know this is a massive one, and this came as a bit of a shock. I don't think even Man U fans were expecting this, and Southampton fans were definitely not. But Kayla Rendle.
Yeah.
From Southampton, where she's been all the way from when she started, she's got quite a lot of caps with England unders. And she's now at United. United don't need another keeper, but I guess this could be a good move for
I
her.
think they do, don't they?
Do they?
Well, they didn't.
Didn't they?
But they didn't sign anybody.
No, they didn't.
They
I
already
guess you're
had.
right.
They already had Fallon, I believe, or she might have been on. She might have been on loan. I'm not 100% sure on that one.
So, but yeah,
Well,
Kayla
they were
Rendle.
linked. They were linked with the Bayern Munich goalkeeper, weren't they?
Yes.
So, and I assumed that they were going to buy her, but then clearly Fallon is amazing right now. Like she's doing really well. She's coming into her own. Obviously, number one US goalkeeper, and it's like it makes sense that she's there. But obviously, if they didn't make a signing, there is a gap, and if they are looking to kind of do well in competitions, if they're hoping to get in the Champions League, if they're hoping to go far in the FA Cup, the Conti Cup, League Cup, then they need to have a second goalkeeper.
Do you know what as well?
So that makes sense.
In terms of outgoings, I know obviously they're different positions, but United have had quite a few go as well. You've got Jess Simpson off on loan.
Yeah.
You've got Hayley Ladd gone permanently.
Oh, was that a permanent deal?
Yeah, and
I
then
didn't
you've
know
also
that.
got Emma Watson gone. So Hayley Ladd has said, nah, see ya, and she signed with Everton.
The
It's
first
only
two...
till the end of 2026. However, that's still another year for her. She wants to play before she retires.
Yeah.
But the other two, I guess they're young.
Yeah, I was going to say,
They're
the
not gonna
first
get
two you
played,
mentioned
so...
are teenagers, I believe. I know one of them is.
Yes.
But, like...
You're right on that.
That does make sense then, because is Hayley Ladd 31?
Yeah, she's 31.
So, makes sense in that regard. Like, move on the older players, let them, maybe go to a different team, play more, go and help teams stay up.
Yeah.
Hopefully
On about
not, but-
moves and departures as well, though, could we see another Matilda in the WSL?
In the WSL?
Yes. We have got Emily Van
I
Egmond,
hope
who
so.
has left, this was last week, but she's left San Diego Wave.
It's kind of like...
Is she heading to the WSL? That is the question.
As much as I kind of...
Especially if Lani's
As
gonna
much as I like jokingly say that, they're overrated and stuff like that, like I do kind of like the Tillies. I think
I love the
I think they're
Tillies.
brilliant.
I would put them as my second
Like
team now.
yeah, like I do think they're brilliant. They're really nice people.
Genuinely put them as my second team.
They're
now.
like really nice people. Katrina Gorey is an absolute baller.
She's
I
hilarious.
think she's mint. But like
She's really funny.
I would like to see more of them in the WSL.
I mean, who have we got now? You've got
Well, you've got Fowler.
at the minute.
Kennedy.
Kennedy, Fowler, Rasso, Kyra Cooney Cross, Charlie Grant, Catley, Ford. There's another one and I can't think who it is.
Is there one for Everton?
Minnie.
Yeah, Gorey.
Everton. Yeah, there is one at Everton, but who is it?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
Right, I'm going to have to fact check this. Tillies in the WSL. You've got Sam Kerr, Caitlin Ford, Steph Catley, Kyra Cooney Cross, Alanna Kennedy, Mary Fowler, Hayley Rasso, Claire Wheeler, Courtney Nevin, forgot she was at Leicester, Charlie Grant, Hayley Rasso, Katrina Gorey, Tegan Micah at Liverpool, Charlie Rule at Brighton.
No idea.
Claire Hunt. The biggest one I'd forgotten was Sam Kerr.
Well, she hasn't been
Off
playing.
that list.
She hasn't been playing,
Kerr.
has she? You do forget about
But you
her.
have got a lot. If we've missed any off, please tell us. But there's a lot of Tillies in the WSL, and I think there is definitely room for more. I think we should end on a positive note. Moving away from the Tillies, going back to the end of today. Laura Coombs. Sweetest human being I have ever met, other than Alanna Kennedy.
Yeah, it's kind of mad that you met her today, actually, because when I went to my first women's football game in Coventry, Arsenal, I think it was like 2014.
Oh, here we go.
Or 2010. Laura Coombs was actually like coming through the ranks at Arsenal at that point. Steph Horton was there as a youngster. Ellen White was there. Alex Scott. There's like so many more. Kim Little was like just coming through. Like that's kind of weird.
It is.
That like Laura Coombs was there, and obviously
it felt quite bad for her as well though, because she'd scored today, and she's a big name in our house, isn't she? Like she's one of the key rings that I've got on my football bag and everything, and she was stood in hospitality, and I kept saying to Charlie, I'm gonna go see her. I want to go see her, and he's like, just go do it, and I'm like, no, I'm not brave enough. And then all the younger players were just being like swarmed by people. And I was like, no, do you know what? I am going to go and I am going to go say hi, because she stood on her own and it was the best thing ever. She was so sweet. She gave me a hug and I cried again. So for the 17,000th time today. But yeah.
Wicked.
What a way to end a weekend. But we'll see how this goes. We're not sure. If there'll be any more, depends on if you guys like it or not.
Yeah,
but
if there's anything you want us to speak about in terms of women's football, make sure you put it in the comments.
We'll put a poll up as well. We will put a poll up on our TikTok and on our Instagram, and you guys can bob in, especially those of you that have been nagging us for ages to do this. You can put in the box what you want us to talk about on the pod. There may be people that end up coming on. There may be bigger things we can talk about in the very, very near future. But yeah, hopefully it's not been too much of a bore for you.
Make sure you like the video, guys. If you are on the video, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow if you're an audio listener. And yeah, catch you in the next one.